Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone for bringing out this truth. We're going to start off in Matthew, the 13th chapter. No, Matthew, the 24th chapter, in the 13th verse. We're going to title this one, Just Keep Swimming, Endure, and it's your brother, Darashimath, back with another one. And it says, But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. So you're not already saved. I know they taught you that in the Christian church, but that's not how it works. You have to endure to the end. So what does it mean to endure? It means you have to go through hardship. You have to push through. You have to persevere. You have to last. You can't just give up. You can't just be like, oh, yep, I believe, and then do nothing. No, you have to keep going. You have to walk the walk and talk the talk. Okay? So let's look at that word endure. And it says to remain, to tarry behind, okay? To persevere, to endure, to bear bravely and calmly ill treatments, okay? Figuratively, to undergo, i.e. bear trials, have fortitude, persevere, abide, endure, patiently suffer. That's what it means to endure. And so what do we have to endure? We know what's about to come upon the world, that evil time, that time like never was before on the face of the earth, Jacob's trouble. We have to go through that, okay? Now, let's get our next precept in Matthew the 20th chapter. It's a pretty good example. This is Matthew 20 and verse 20. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. Who was she worshiping? Yahweh Shai. Did he rebuke her? No. Why? Because he is worthy of worship. Okay? For the people who have a problem with worshiping Yahweh Shai. Verse 21. And he said unto her, What wilt thou? She said unto him, Grant that these my two sons may sit, one on thy right hand and the other on the left in thy kingdom. But Yahweh Shai answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They said unto him, We are able. What is that cup and what is that baptism? When he went up on that cross, when he suffered those beatings, that crown of thorns, when he gave up his life, when he stood stiffly for the will of the Father Yahweh and completed his mission. That's that cup that he drank. Verse 23, and he said unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left hand is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. It's Yahweh who prepares those seats and decides who it goes to. And so, just like his disciples who became the apostles, got baptized and drank of that cup, so too do the prophets today have to get baptized in that same baptism and drink of that same cup to get those seats. Okay? And we'll get that precept in the book of Revelations. But you have to endure through that. So in this time, that baptism and that cup is going to be through Jacob's trouble. Because it's going to be the elect versus the world. And you got to stand strong. You can't turn back. You got to keep the faith. You got to make sure your cup your lamps are filled with oil. And then you have extra. You don't want to be like the foolish version. You want to be the wise version. So let's go to Revelations chapter 3 and verse 21. And what does it say? And it says, To him that overcometh. What did they overcome? Jacob's trouble. They overcame the temptations of this world, the beast and his mark. Will I grant to sit with me in my throne? Let's read that again. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne. So there is no rapture. There's no escape before all of this. No, you have to go through it. So you have to overcome to sit with Yahweh Shai in his throne. Even as he overcame, because he was the example. He overcame. What did he overcame? That cup that he had to drink, that baptism that he had to be baptized with on that cross. And so too must the prophets go through that same thing. And am set down with my Father in his throne. So, you must overcome. Let's look at this word overcome. Overcome, to conquer, to carry off the victory, come off victorious. To subdue, conquer, overcome, prevail, to get the victory. So we get the prophets, the elect, get the victory by enduring. Enduring to the end. Because it's he that endured to the end is the same that shall be saved. So what do we have to endure through? Let's go. Let's get it. Jeremiah chapter 30. Verse 5. For thus said Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. There's not peace about to come upon this world. Verse 6. Ask ye now, and see whether a man do a travail with child. Now we know that men don't get pregnant and travail with child. What? This is just painting a picture of how bad it's going to be in that day. So imagine how it is when a woman is in pain and trying to labor and travail with the child. You're going to see men like that in this day to come, in Jacob's trouble. That's how bad it's going to be. And the men like that, imagine what the women and children are going to be like. He says, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. They scared. They ain't got no strength left in their body. That's how bad it's going to be. If you don't have Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you is done in that day. That's why Ezra said, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? It's Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai who's going to deliver us in those days. But even the prophets who was talking with the Most High and with the angels got scared. So it's going to be bad. So now is the time to turn to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai and never turn back. Verse 7, it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. Think about all the horrible moments and events in history, throughout all of history, all the things that we done learned about. None is going to be like this day that's coming. Nothing can compare. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And who's he going to save out of it? The elect. Yahweh Shai is coming for his bride. Verse 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from thy neck. Who's his yoke? Who? Esau, Edom's yoke. And burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. But they shall serve Yahweh their power, and David their king, whom I will raise unto them. Therefore, fear not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar. So Israel must be far away from their land. It must be scattered. And thy seed from the land of their captivity, Babylon the Great, America. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. So, if Jacob's trouble hasn't happened yet, why they got people over there in the land claiming to be Jacob? They imposters. Okay? Because when Jacob returns to the land, it says, he shall be at rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. That is not the situation in the Holy Land currently. Verse 11. For I am with thee, saith Yahweh, to save thee. though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee. So these nations go get this work. Yet will I not make a full end of thee. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua say, oh, these nations, they gonna get it. But you, Jacob, I'm gonna have mercy on you. But the 2/3, they gonna get it. But I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. A father chastises his children. Let's go to the book of Revelations, chapter 12, and verse 12. And it said, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the habitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, Esau Edom, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So Esau Edom, we're about to witness this man's fall from power. He's being exposed. Esau is being made bare. He's about to be made small amongst the nations. They all going to despise him. And they all going to rise up against him. They're going to lift up a shout against him. Even his own allies. And he going to fall. I mean, Esau going to be against Esau. That's how bad it's going to be. And he going to come down with his wrath. Because he know his time is up. And that's just the personality he got. With his Samson option. He like, if I can't have it, nobody can. I'm going to take y'all all out with me. That's the mentality of that devil. Straight weakness. Now let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 2, and start at verse 42. And I, Ezra, saw upon Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised Yahweh with songs. Now this great people is talking about the elect. Okay? Verse 43, and in the midst of them, there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest, speaking of Yahushai. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, sir, what are these? And he answered and said unto me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on immortal, those new bodies, and have confessed the name of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then I said unto the angel, what young person is that crowned them and giveth them palms in their hands? And he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of Yahweh, who they have confessed in the world, Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai. So, how did they endure? They endured by standing stiffly for the name of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai. They cared not for their lives unto death. Let's get that precept. Let's go to Revelations chapter 2 and verse 10. And it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulations 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So, they endured. They endured to the end. For some, that end would be till death. To some, that end would be when Yahushua comes back on the chariot. Because not everybody is going to taste death. Okay? Let me see if I can find that precept. They loved not their lives unto death. Oh, it's Revelations 2. Oh, it was right there earlier. Oh, Salaki. I thought it was Revelations 2, but it's actually Revelations 12. But that was still a good precept. Revelations 12 and 11. And they overcame by the blood of the Lamb. So they overcame. What did they overcome? They overcame the beast. They overcame his mark, the number of his name. They overcame the beast system. They stood stiffly for the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto death. That's how serious you have to be rooted in this word to make it. It's not a game. This is why the elders say, I don't think some of y'all understand what y'all getting yourself into when you come into this truth. This is the real deal Holyfield. The whole world is literally going to be coming down on the elect of Israel. Especially Esau Edom. He trying to get that birthright back. He trying to wipe us off the face of the earth. But that's not going to happen. Because we know Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai got us. We have that faith. It's written. We will get the victory. Period. Now let's go to the book of Hebrews. Chapter 12 and verse 1. And it says, wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight. What weights? All of these concerns of this world, everything that's holding you back. Okay? And the sin which do so easily beset us. We got to return into our heritage. We can't continue in sin. We know sin is the transgression of the law, so we got to return to our heritage. And let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Patience. Okay, it's not about how fast you can run it. Let's look at that word patience. Steadfastness, consistency, endurance. Because you got to keep going. You got to pace yourself. Okay? We have to make it to the end. To death or to the chariot. We're gonna end up on the chariot. The elect will end up on the chariot anyway, but what I'm saying is your race is over once you die or the chariots come. Whichever one come first. But you have to endure to that point. And stand so stiffly for the name of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Verse 2, it says, looking unto Yahushai, the author and finisher of our faith. Yes, Yahushai is our example. He started this. The sheep is not greater than the master, or the servant isn't greater than the master. So we got to walk that walk and talk that talk the same way he did. Who for joy was set before him endured the cross. He endured the cross, which was what for him? That was that cup. That was that baptism that he got baptized with. So we got to get baptized with it. We ain't but to get raptured out of here before the tribulation, before Jacob's trouble. No, you have to walk through that. How should we obtain the kingdom unless we walk through that narrow path that have this deep gulf on one side and fire on the other side? Despising the shame, and set it down at the right hand of the throne, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh. So in order for us to be able to sit on thrones, judging, ruling with Yahushai, we have to drink of that cup and that same baptism that he drank of. And we have to endure to the end. And it's doable. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 11, and it says, I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift. No, because you just have to endure to the end. It's not about how fast you go, nor the battle to the strong. It ain't about how strong you are. Neither yet a bread to the wise, because it's not about wise. It's not about wisdom. It's not about the wisdom of this world, I should say. Because the wisdom of these scriptures are important. Nor yet riches to men of understanding, because riches don't matter in the day of wrath. Nor yet favor to men of skill. That's not going to matter. You ain't going to be getting no favor. Oh, you was a good basketball player? That don't matter in Jacob's trouble. None of that. All of these accomplishments in Esau's world account for nothing. But time and chance happen to them all. It's going to be like a total reset out there. For a man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time. What evil time? Jacob's trouble. Everybody's going to be set different. Everybody got all these different gifts in this society, in Esau's world. You got riches, you got looks, you got fame, you got fortune, you got, swag, whatever you got, charm. None of that's going to matter if you ain't got Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And he says, when they fall suddenly upon them. So think about it. All of these 2/3, all of these heathens, they got all this going to them. All of that's going to just be snatched away. Ain't none of that's going to matter. The only thing that's going to matter is knowing Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and enduring till the end. Now let's go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, and verse 36. And it says, for ye have need of patience. Why? Because we have to endure to the end for this race that we're running. That after ye have done the will of Yahweh, ye might receive the promise. That's what we read. We've been reading this all along, that you have to be patient. You have to endure to the end so that you can be saved. Because that's when you get the promises. Through patience, through endurance. Verse 37, for yet a little while, and he shall come. And he that shall come will come and will not tarry. And who is that? Who are we waiting for? Our Redeemer, Yahweh Shai. That's who we're waiting for. When Yahweh give that order, Yahweh Shai not go tarry, that's the appointed time. He ready. He ready to come for his bride. We have to be faithful and endure until that time comes. He will not tarry. It is written. We have faith. Verse 38. Now the just shall live by faith. And what is faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So that's what we have. This is all a walk of faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. You can't draw back. It's going to be worse for you if you draw back. Think about the stripes you're going to get for drawing back after you come into this knowledge. Verse 39. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition. That's not us. We're the hopeful elect. We will endure until the end. Perdition is destruction. We don't want any part of the destruction. Only with thine eyes will I behold and see the destruction of the wicked. That's what David said, and that's what I'm saying too. But of them that believe to the saving of the soul. So we have to believe. We have to have faith, and we have to endure to the end so that we can be saved. But let me let you in on this little secret. We already got the victory. It's Romans chapter 11 and verse 7. What then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. The election already got this. The elect were picked from the foundations of the world. They were already picked from the beginning. The elect they were already selected. It's game over. We just have to make our calling and election and continue on. So with that, I want to say shalom, and I really hope this was edifying and can lift up anybody who was down, worrying about making it through. Just continuing the faith, continue learning, building up this oil, having extra oil before the famine of the word comes. Keep praying, keep persevering, keep lifting each other up. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.